All right, we're back talking horse racing. John Hardoon, Chad Summers. How's it going, boys?
Good, good. How are you?
Good. Getting ready for Breeders' Cup week. Couple more weeks to go. Going
Sure.
to be a
That's it. 2 weeks from tonight. I guess we'll be doing, what is tonight? Thursday? No. Oh, it's 2 weeks in a day till the first Breeders' Cup.
13 days from now. We'll be doing a Breeders' Cup show.
That's
So
correct.
we'll have two shows available that week. Just want to remind everybody, since there are 2 days for the Breeders' Cup, we'll have 2 shows. So we'll post them on Thursday and Friday. So you'll have 6 races. Should be a lot of fun. There's going to be a lot of. By the way, Chad and I are also going to be talking about the Breeders' Cup on next week's early part of the week show. So we haven't done that in about 6 weeks or so, but we're going to do it for the Breeders' Cup. So again, next week we'll have 2 shows, one in the beginning of the week, one at the end of the week. And then the week after that, which is Breeders' Cup week, we'll have the 2 shows for the Breeders' Cup. So let's get started.
How many Breeders' Cup races are we doing?
Well, we do 2 shows, so we
Two on
could we
each
could
show.
we,
Good.
yeah, we'll do up to between 4 and 6. All right, so where's the Breeders' Cup this year?
Keelan.
And that's what's going to kick off our show, Keeneland. We have 1 race at Keeneland to kick off the show to our free viewers. And then for patrons only, we'll have 2 races at Aqueduct, races 7 and 9. The top race is going to be race 7. That's the Hill Prince Stakes. It's a grade 2 race at Belmont. But the first race we're going to handicap to get things started at Keeneland is race 9, River Run, the grade 2 Lexus River Run Stakes. It's a $350,000 purse. And this is for fillies, 3-year-olds. What kind of horses are we looking at here, Chad?
Look, these are the fringe contenders. They're probably just a notch below running in the Filly and Mare Sprint in the Breeders' Cup in 3 weeks' time, but certainly attracted the best of the best 3-year-old fillies we have, and it's going to be a very, very competitive race, and I think a pretty good gambling race as well, John.
Yeah, the favorites may be a touch better, but it's a good race. I mean, you have some nice horses here. You have Smash Ticket. You have Fingal's Cave, who's undefeated for David Donk. I mean, you have Wicked Halo, 5 for 9 for Asmussen. And even the Terranova horse has somewhat of a shot. So,
all right, well, let's get it started. 7 furlongs. And the number 1 horse kicks it off, Union Lake. John Velasquez on board, coming off a 3rd place finish at the Prioress Stakes, grade 2 race at Saratoga in September. Back-to-back 12s, John. Not too bad. 3rd and 4th race for Union Lake.
Oh, she's fine. She's an improving horse, but she looks a little slower, but she is 6 to 1. I think you have better options in here, personally.
Look, I like her, but I mean, she was beaten on the square by Wicked Halo last time out in Saratoga, and I don't see what's happened in the 6 weeks since that's going to make up the 4.5 lengths she got beat by her last time.
Yeah, the next horse, and we went over the 3 races, and Smash Ticket. I was going over Smash Ticket, and I saw 899 this year, and it's like, wow! Out of the 3 races, the first time I've gone over a horse that has single-digit sheets. Not many single-digit sheet horses on tap today, but and I bring that up because this has to be the horse to beat, clearly, right, John?
Yeah, listen, Actress took over the training 2 starts back. This horse shipped to New York and had some sort of problem, right, Chad, with the
worker comp. He was actually entered to run in a stake race at Belmont, and got scratched like an hour before the race because Todd Fincher didn't have his workers' comp paperwork in time.
So how did the horse end up with Actress? It was just
they left the horse there in New York, and then they thought about maybe running in the test, thought kind of the better of it, and took the easier route. Went to the allowance race where she was very impressive, and then shipped down to Maryland last time out, and man, was she ever impressive. Kendrick Carmouche went down there for the ride, and that race was never, ever in doubt. Now, the question with her here, and it's a tricky one because she did break her maiden without Lasix, but She does remove Lasix here. She was on Lasix the last 2 starts when she's run those, or last 3 starts when she's run those single-digit numbers. That's the only question I have. And then you add in the fact that, ironically enough, June 5th of last year, she lost first time out at Lone Star in a $34,000 maiden race. Who did she lose to? Wicked Halo. How'd you like that? 2 of the fastest 3-year-old fillies in the country were at a Lone Star maiden special weight together last year.
Interesting. All right. Well, so that first 9.
They both show up in this race also.
So that first 9, John, is that first 9 in May without Lasix at Lone Star?
No,
she had Lasix. Races 2 and 3 of her career, she had no Lasix.
Okay. All right. Let's move on to Republique, a 15-1 long shot.
And it is worth noting when she broke her maiden without Lasix, she beat a filly named Desert Dawn that day at Del Mar, and Desert Dawn actually came back and had a really, really good career. Was 3rd in a Grade 1, ran in the Kentucky Oaks. So certainly beat a good field without Lasix in the past.
My question, Chad, is the 7 furlongs. Is that going to have I mean, listen, she hasn't done anything wrong. You could look to beat her, but I think she's going to be tough in this spot.
I just think she has a pace advantage over these other ones because she's faster than them.
I agree.
All right, so the 3 Republique, the one thing to keep in mind, 2 races on dirt, 22 in July, 14 at Churchill last time out, so better than the first time. Did run a 12 on one of those, what is that, synthetic Gulfstream back in May. So this is a long shot for a reason.
I don't like her. I mean, she's just too slow compared to the others. And Sappy Joseph 0 for 6 at Keeneland also. So.
She was very good in that allowance race last time at Churchill. But the one thing that I've noticed is a lot of times Sappy Joseph horses don't put back-to-back top efforts together. So they tend to regress a little bit after a big effort. And that was a big effort last time. I look for her to take a step back on Saturday.
Interesting. There's a little handicapping tidbit. The 4 Last Leaf of 12-1 shot. Trainer changed last time out, and that stopped a 3-race win streak. So that's not good. But the sheets definitely got better over the last 4 races. The first 5, well, and I shouldn't say that because this horse has had a lot of races this year, but the first 5 this year, pretty slow. But then the last 4 went from 15, 11, 14, 13. So the sheets got better. The sheet numbers got better, John, but still, trainer change from 3 wins to a 4th.
Yeah, well, the trainer she's switching barns to, there's nothing wrong with Eddie Keneally. He's fine. He's as good as anybody. The problem I have with this horse is she's heavily raced. She has 16 starts already. These other horses are lightly raced. They're fresher horses. They have room for improvement. I think this horse showed you what she has.
The thing with this filly that's interesting to me, and again, if she's not 12-1, maybe I don't like her as much. But at 12-1, to use maybe on the underneath of tickets, I like the fact that she shipped up from Florida and ran at Ellis Park and won the Audubon Oaks for Ronald Spatz. And you see the work the other day, the 46, the fastest work of the day. To me, it seems like she hasn't really regressed. She hasn't lost form. Is she as talented, as uber talented as some of the others in here? Maybe not, but she tries hard. And at a price, if you wanted to try to use her on the bottom of tickets, I don't mind her at 12-1.
Okay, it's noted. Next up, the 5, and that's going to be Fingal's Cave. Fingal's Cave, Rosario on board. 4 for 4, John. 4 for 4 with 3 12s and a 13. Ran 7 furlongs once. That was the 13 at Belmont.
Well, she's never did anything wrong. She's a New York bred, running against Open Company, so that's, interesting. David Donk had a terrific Saratoga, not so much at Belmont at Aqueduct, but that being said, the horse has never done anything wrong. 4 starts, cuts back in distance, which is a good thing going 7 furlongs. The horse is fine. The horse is alive here.
I love this filly. She's a beautiful filly. I ran against her in the allowance race 2 back. I just have a big problem with this spot. She would be even money in the Philly Stake race next week on New York Bred Day next Sunday.
Why are they doing that here? Why? What is this move?
I I mean, to run against David wanted to run her against straight 3-year-olds, and that was his idea about coming to this race, which is fine. But she's been at her best when she's in front. Now she was able to stalk 2 back, but I mean, she's nowhere fast enough, I don't think, to be part of that early pace and hang around late. I mean, she's a beautiful filly, and I really like her a lot. I don't like this race for her. And David Donk, he wins a lot of races, but he doesn't ship out of town ever. He never leaves.
You never see him ship out of town. That's a great point.
So, I mean, you take that both ways. One, it's great. It shows the confidence he has in this filly. And 2, hey, it's not easy to ship. Let's see what happens in the race. I'm gonna watch here. I'm gonna take a stand against her, even though I really do like this filly. I just think it's the wrong race for her.
All right, the 6 is Colorful Mischief. Todd Pletcher horse. This horse, again, 12-1. Good sheet line, John, to start her career, 22, 16, 14, and then 12. But the last race went back to a 15. Still, we are talking about a 12-1 shot. So, I mean, I'm going to play this horse at 12-1 and hope that I could just, maybe just draw a line through that last race, and maybe we'll get another forward move here.
Well, she figures to make a forward move off the bounce last time out. I gave her a 13. I don't think a 13 is going to get it done here.
No.
I think you have horses that are just a little faster. There are still 2 fast horses coming up on the bottom that we haven't gotten to yet. So for that reason, she didn't make the cut for me.
Yeah, I think they're in this race to try and run third. It's a big deal as a filly to get graded black type. I think they would be more than happy to run third in this race, and for that reason, I certainly don't like her on top. But you have no problem with Connections giving it a try.
Okay, the 7, Freedom Speaks, a 6-1 shot. And this horse has run 4 times, 3 wins. Even with the trainer change, nothing happened. Ran an 18, though, only try on dirt. The other 3 on turf, nice line, 15, 12, 10.
Yeah, I'd like to know how they lay her at 6-1. That's insane. I mean, this horse should be 15-1 on dirt, maybe longer.
Well, it would be a nice long shot to take if we were getting 15-1.
But she's 6-1.
Yeah, that's So if she happens to go up if she happens to land at 12 or 15-1 on Saturday, then we could take it.
I still don't want it, but go ahead. You could have it. Thank you.
I hate when people do this when they've shown ability at a different surface. Like, it's one thing if you have no success and you want to try something new, okay. But if you have success at one thing, why are you switching? It just doesn't make any sense to me. I'm against her here.
The 8 is Wicked Halo. And this is the horse you were mentioning, Chad. Asmussen Gaffleone combo, 4-1. Has 2 10s this year. Also has an 11. Coming off a 10 in that Prioris race that she won. She's got 3 straight wins coming in. 5 out of 9. Lifetime. So what about Wicked Halo? Do you think Wicked Halo will be the 2 pick overall when it's all said and done? The odds, John.
Second choice, probably. I think they'll go for.
I think she does end up going off as the favorite.
Oh,
the favorite over Smash.
Really?
Wow.
Yeah, with the Asmussen factor.
Yeah,
I think she ends up going off a slight favorite.
I'll tell you one thing about this. So she has 9 lifetime starts, and 6 of those starts she's broken from either the 1 or 2 posts for the most part. She finally draws outside, so I think that could be a plus for her. Personally, I mean, she's going to get to really be wherever she wants. She could be right off with the Smash ticket. I don't know. I just think she's in a good spot drawn outside there.
Look, she's kind of quietly regarded as the 3rd best filly sprinter in the country now, 3-year-old filly sprinter, right? Echo Zulu is Queen Bee. She looks like she's all the way back after being scratched in the acorn. Matarea would be second. Matarea is out on the farm right now. Wicked Halo is every chance to be the third best one. But that being said, she hasn't beaten the quality of competition that you'd like to see her beat. She won what was relatively a weak Prioris. Some of the other stakes she won, she was much the best, but didn't beat really as tough a field. This is going to be the toughest field she's ever faced, and really the toughest field she faced since that maiden race when she beat Smash Ticket. Can she do it again? That's what we're going to find out on Saturday.
And then the 9 is Midnight Stroll, a 10-1 shot. And what's good about Midnight Stroll, or really the last 3 races, have gone, nice forward trajectory, 17, 14, 10. She ran the 10 already in March at Tampa. So, and you get 10-1. So Midnight Stroll. Let's put Midnight Stroll in our exactas, John.
I'm using her in my exactas. I like the rider switch. Cancel off and Louis Sayers on. Louis Sayers rode this horse in her first career start at Saratoga when she ran 7th and went off 3-1 that day. I'm using this horse underneath because of the price.
This horse is cutting back from 2 turns to 1, even though that race last time at Charlestown was 7 furlongs. That was a 2-turn race at Charlestown. That's a 4.5 furlong strike.
Yeah, it's a bull ring. They keep running in circles. This.
Yeah. So I don't think she's as talented as the top 2, as Smash Ticket and Wicked Halo. I just think they're a little bit better. I think you can use her on the bottom as a fringe contender. Just like you can with the old Ronald Spatz horse and everything else. I think it's a 2. When push comes to shove, I think the most likely winner is going to be one of the 2 favorites in Wicked Halo or Smash Ticket. I'm going to give a slight edge to Smash Ticket.
Interesting that none of these horses have raced at Keeneland before.
Well, Keeneland wasn't open for a long. I guess they were in Saratoga or Churchill, and yeah, you're right.
All right, John, picks.
2 on top, Smash Ticket over the 5, Fingal's Cave, the 8, Wicked Halo, and the 9, Midnight Stroll. 2 over 5, 8, 9.
Chad?
I'm going to agree with him, except instead of the 9, we'll replace the 9 with, I think, the 4 that last leaf.
So you're going to go 4, 5, 8?
No, 2 over 4, 5.
Yeah.
2 over 8, 4, 5, whatever way you want to put it. I think at the end of the day, it should be a battle between the top 2 favorites.
So you got the 2, the 4. Okay, and the 2. Well, the 6 and the 10, I'm putting in.
By the way, for those keeping track at home, I'd like to know what the stats are when me and Jonathan agree on a race. It's got to be at least 70%.
More than that.
Well, I am going to start keeping score.
Oh, that's nice. After all the good weeks we had
now,
where
are we?
What are you? Whoa! You're trying to tell me that you don't think that you're going to be able to continue this?
No, I think we're going to do
There
better.
you go.
But that's not the point. If you're hitting 700 or 800,
okay.
Lineup, now you're going to tell me we're going to start.
Hey, they're all on. They're on file.
Go back to the retail. Excuse me. Go back. Listen to the shows. Go to the archives wherever they are and get the right count.
There you go. Enjoy.
You don't do enough stuff.
Exactly.
Hey, we had Skims last week.
Skims?
Yeah, we did. At Skims, we had the exact, and we had we were nice enough to text out or email out the other race that came off the grass and gave everybody the winner in that race as well. Didn't pay much, but it was a winner, and we didn't have to.
Be French for a second, Jonathan. We gave out the winner.
I said we.
We.
Me. All right. Anyway.
Me and you. Hello.
Yeah.
Like I said, I'm going to throw the 6 and the 10 in there to see if one of those 2 long shots can come in with the 2 as well. Okay, so what's that?
There's only 9 horses in the race. You can't have 10.
Yeah, well, he's going to figure out a way to have a 10.
No, not the 10.
That was like
10-1 shot, the 9.
Try last week. I forgot to pay attention to that, Chad.
What's that?
Chad picked a horse just to run 3rd. I forgot what race it was. It may have been the race that was rained off the grass, so I can't ask him. I didn't pay attention, but I wanted to. So.
All right. So, by the way, we're going to start all this at the Breeders' Cup. So we're going to start keeping tabs.
By the way, I want to say one thing. All the people that listen and send in those nice comments, and some people that send nasty comments.
Oh, nasty! Where'd they come from?
We love to hear them, so bring them on. That's fine.
Where did I missed the nasty ones.
I get personal emails.
Oh, okay. You're keeping them from us then.
I don't want you to feel bad.
Oh, that's okay. I think both Chad and I,
by the way, we have a handful of really good listeners and players. Pete, he always emails me. Dan, the Bluegrass man, always emails me and tells me about it. So we get positive positive feedback. That's for sure.
All right, so that'll wrap it up for our free viewers. Check it out. Again, it's pretty easy. It's patreon.com/PrimeSN, $5 a month. Since you don't have a subscription yet, so the free viewers, we're going to say adieu.